Hi, my name's Gary Foster and welcome. Thanks for visiting me today. The reason that I've put a video together so I can introduce myself, explain my story to you, and also for you to get to know me, and if you like what I have to do and if you think that I could help you, then to do a few things maybe with that. First of all, what I would like to say is that what you'll notice below, there's either a box or some sort of device below the video where you can put your name and email address in to sign up for my 6-day Turn Your Life into a Beautiful Dream program. Okay, this is a program that I put together based on what we call the Thrive program. The Thrive program is based on this workbook. Okay, I'll show you that. You get used to the orange, definitely. Created by an amazing guy called Rob Kelly, and as a Thrive consultant trained by him, I actually use the principles within this workbook to help people change their lives without any therapy and any drugs. It really is amazing. Okay, look, for the past 24 years I've dedicated my life to helping people change their lives. I started training to be a hypnotherapist, then became a qualified psychoanalyst and hypnotherapist, worked with thousands of people, helping them discover and release the tensions of their mind, but often it will be quite a painful process for them to go through. Something that I went through myself to be a therapist. And on reflection, as we look back, the past really does not equal your future. Okay, what we now realise is that a lot of the problems that you, I and everyone else around in the world have is based on what we call badly managed thinking. Okay, and we can change badly managed thinking to better managed thinking to release the tensions. For example, if you've got any fears or phobias, some people suffer from social anxiety. That's the worry and fear of what others might be feeling about them. The fear of failure, which is often linked to a trait known as perfectionism. We'll look at that. Some people have a very sort of strict view on life, black and white thinking, and we look at how that may affect the quality of their life, and so on. And so the actual programs that we put together are helping so many people. Okay. However, you've arrived today at my website to check me out, and quite rightly so. I'd like you to get to know me, to know who I am and what I stand for. And if you think, well, hey, that's someone who could help me in my life, then, please contact me. Drop me an email, send me a text. And at the very least, make sure at the very end of this very brief introduction that you sign up for the free 6-day Change Your Life workshop based on email. Okay, so once a day you get an email from me, a hint based on that email, a little video coaching part of it as well for you, totally free. Yeah, I'm not expecting any payment for that at all, and I know that if you follow those steps you will see remarkable changes. And you might be thinking, well, why am I offering this to you? Well, let me show you my story, okay, and let's see how you feel at the end. So it all began around 1998. I know I said I've been involved in this for 24 years, but that was more like on a part-time basis. And there's another story behind that on how I got started in speaking and presenting and getting very enthusiastic about personal development and positive change in people's lives. However, around 1998, getting near the end of 1999, I was working as a freelance salesperson for a marketing organisation, and I really wasn't very happy, if I'm honest with you. I got to a point where no matter how hard I was trying, it just didn't feel right. I didn't like it at all. And because of that, I wasn't performing to my best. Now, had I known then what I know now, I could have turned things around. However, I did what I did then. So, forgive me for making this very basic. However, I was sitting on the toilet, door was closed obviously, and I was going through, it was a Monday morning, I was going through what I was expected to do during that day. I hadn't earned any commissions during the month, and it was commission only. I've got a family to support, and I'd met someone called Graham who'd seen me speak at a place called Ragdale Hall on laughter therapy, and he liked it so much he said, could you bring that into my business? I said, I'd be delighted to. And then he said to me, how much would you charge to bring it in my business? I said, I haven't got a clue, Graham, not a clue. So then I think he said something like, well, would £1,500 a day be okay? And I said, can you let me think about that for a moment? Of course. I've got zero money coming from the commissions and someone wants to pay me £1,500 for one day's training of his people. I thought, yeah, quite right, I can do that. So there I am, sitting on the toilet, ruminating, thinking about it. And then I had this sort of blinding flash of the obvious, as the Australians call it, a BFO. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, so the worst that could happen is I do this 1 day's training and then there's no more. However, I'd be far better off than where I was at that moment. And it's what I really wanted to do. So as I sat there, I made my mind up that I was going to hand in my notice immediately and that I was going to take on that day's training and move on from there. Now since that day, if I go back in time, I did many days with Graham and working with his team, and they turned an awful lot of things around in his organisation. They had an amazing improvement in conversion rates in what they were delivering, and that was important, so the results speak obviously louder than words. And then from there I decided to really dedicate myself to seeing people on a one-on-one basis, presenting to groups, and I really enjoy it. I've been very fortunate to present to some of the top companies in the UK. Even travelled across into Europe to present at conferences. Now I'm saying this not to impress you, but actually just to share with you the fact that from someone who had literally nothing sitting out on the loo to a short period of time, I was able to turn that around. It was all based on what was going on here. See, I was helping others, I'd forgot to help myself. Okay, so every single day from that day onwards, I always spend a few moments reminding myself of all the great things I've achieved in my life, all the things I feel proud about in my life, the people that I've worked with, and the differences that's made in their lives, and the impacts it had on other people's lives. Okay, so that was sort of a little bit of my story. I've always had that inkling inside, wanting to help others. And there's always a part of me, a bit of a showman, that enjoyed standing on stage and share my message with thousands of people. In fact, I did set a goal, a very unique goal, of standing in front of 2,000 people, presenting my message, be outrageous to be the best. And that came to fruition, and as I stood on stage in front of what I could see were happy, smiling faces, I did ask the AV guys to turn the lights up. In my mind, it's just how you rehearsed it. And that reminded me of when they landed on the moon. That's exactly what they said. It's just how we rehearsed it. And so, turning circles now, what I can now do, and what I help people to do, is actually show them how, through just some very simple steps, they can really change the way they feel about their lives. And don't take my word for it, okay? Have a listen in to what others have to say about my progress. It really changed.
Completely changed. But, and this is a very important thing I think, I've not changed as a person. I'm still Denise. I'm still the same people, in case loved ones would think, oh, I won't know when she goes through this course. You don't change in that way. Yeah. You change, your feelings change, your thoughts change.
Yes.
It's just a complete uplift.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you feel like, I probably won't climb Mount Everest, but I know I could if I wanted to.
And I believe you've got a sign there,
and I have a sign here that I picked up yesterday.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is exactly what
Can
Thrive is all
Look
about.
up for me, please, Denise. So if you don't climb the mountain, you can't see the view.
To me, this is what Thrive is all about. And I've read so many self-help books. I've had hypnotherapy, I've had counselling, and now all through my life. Okay, I got a bit out of all of them, but it was a lot of work for very little result. This is very little work for a lot of result.
Well, I think we'll end it there.
So
that's brilliant, Denise. Oh, one last thing. I know that I was sort of working through it with you. Anything you want to say about your Thrive consultant?
He's fantastic. Much better looking than he is in his photograph. And it's just like sitting talking to a friend. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will miss it. I'll miss seeing you.
I'm sure you miss it, but also you're going to be working on it, aren't you?
Yes, I've finished the book.
Yeah.
And now I'm going right back to the start again.
Good.
Because I want to just learn more and more and more.
Can't ask what's in there, can we?
And as I say, like reading is a book I found I couldn't put down. I would say it's the most interesting book I've ever read. Yeah. And I've read loads of books. It's what I call a page turner.
Right. And Rob Kelly, what do you think about it?
I think he's fantastic. I want you to give him a big hug from me. A man hug.
The next time I see him, I'll give him one for you.
Give him a great big hug from me. People will talk, but hey.
Denise, thank you. Seriously, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Basically, I was insecure, always blaming my partner, my wife, for all the problems. Low self-esteem. I always saw the dark side of everything. Never seen anything positive in my life. And basically, it's turning around now. I'm focusing on more things. I want to do more with my life. Yeah. And
so how's Thrive helped you do that?
Just to look at things differently and challenge my own thoughts and change my way of thinking.
Yeah.
So
what's been the biggest revelation for you?
The biggest?
Yeah.
I'm not sure really. It's just getting in touch with myself really. I'm actually thinking I'm not such a bad person after all. I'm actually a decent guy, you know.
Yeah.
And I can do the things that I used to put off before.
Such as what?
Well, I used to book up for courses and think, no, I'm not going to do it, or I'm not going to see it out.
Yeah. But
now I feel confident enough to book up for a course and, yeah, I'm going to do this, you know, instead of, well, I'm not sure, you know, I don't know if I'm going to make it, I'm going to fail. That was my main thing. I'm a failure, you know.
Right. How about now?
No, I'm going to succeed. You know, whatever I put my mind to, and if I don't, I tried. You know, I'll try again. I will get there eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it sounds then that Thrive's really added some difference to your life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, yeah, I don't like public speaking very much, or didn't. I would always, I'd never volunteer at work. When there was an opportunity to do one, I'd always let someone else who was more confident do it. And I got asked by my sister-in-law to be if, well actually I didn't get asked, she said they were looking for someone to do a talk, or to do a reading at her wedding, and I sat there and I didn't really think about it, and I just thought what a lovely thing to do. My mother sat there and suggested that I have a think about it, so I think she obviously knows me from old and was worried that I would find it really difficult, and I just knew that I would be okay, so I'm going to do it if they still ask me, and I feel comfortable with that, and I know I have the techniques to cope if I don't.
Tracey, thank you very much. If anyone was thinking of doing Thrive, what would be your words for them?
I'd say give it a go. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, which was the attitude that I came in with. And I do believe that out of anything I've tried before, this would be the one therapy that will change the way you think for good, rather than just in the short term. Like if you buy a self-help book and you think about it for maybe about a day afterwards, this will continue to, you'll keep thriving, and you'll keep thinking about the language that you've learned and where you want to be, and you won't be afraid of that.
Once I get something in my teeth, I'm up. I was up at 7, Amanda was still in bed. I was out the door, got the van, and then she was up, and that's it really, and stopped all day.
Yeah, and you've been using your vision board, is that right?
Yeah, I've got a vision board. There's about 17 things on there, all my goals and where I want to be next year or so. And I've ticked off 4 so far, which is good. And today is a big step for myself and Amanda.
Great, wonderful. And just one last thing, if anyone was thinking about going through Thrive, what advice would you give them?
Do it. It's very, very worthwhile, and it will help you in the long term if you've got any problems or anxiety or just worried about certain things. It is a very good thing to do.
Totally.
It's done me a lot of good.
Yeah, well, I can see it is.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that. Thank you.
My experience of the weekend of people helping me when I do things on my own. When previously I've done things on my own, I haven't been able to ask for help.
Yeah.
Thrive taught me a little bit, and Gary taught me a little bit about having fun with things, so that I didn't feel quite so socially anxious to go introduce myself. There I am standing there with a broken part. Hi, I'm Charlie, have you got one of these? Took some fun out of it. Thrive had been building my confidence and reducing my social anxiety for over the time I've been doing it with Gary, for the last 7 weeks or so. And we were just having some fun, and I wasn't worried about the consequence. And it really reinforced that people are there to help, and I got a great feeling out of it. They got a great feeling out of it, and we had a great weekend. So.
Good, okay, Charlie, I really appreciate that and your time. Is there one last message you'd give anyone who might be considering Thrive?
Don't think, just do it. Say yes, buy the book, go speak to Gary. It's a fantastic program. It's better than just self-help books you buy off of the shelf, because it gives you something to work with and it's tangible. You can see results.
Charlie, thank you. Really appreciate that. Amazing, isn't it? To see the changes and the differences in other people. The video testimonials you've just seen are from real students that have worked with me, that have come to see me with all sorts of different issues and problems in their life, that have had countless sessions maybe in the past of therapy or counselling or CBT. And yet what they've really found is the thing that's really made the difference is to let go of, say, blaming the outside world for their circumstances, but taking full responsibility for their inside world and how they really feel. And that's been my privilege, really, to really help those students tap into their inside world of changing the way they feel through their thoughts, their behaviours, and just by doing it on a regular basis. You know, it can take anywhere from 6 to 8 weekly sessions to completely turn your life around with what we call the Thrive program. And if that's something you're really, really interested in, and you think, hey, I think I like Gary. Okay, he's got a crazy shirt on today. I love jazzy shirts, okay? I just love them. I think they're wonderful. Today's my Blue Rose Day today, definitely. Maybe on one of the next videos you'll see a different jazzy shirt. In fact, feel free to make your comments or give me some views on there, okay? Be delighted to hear from you. So yes, if you think that, hey, I think Gary's got something there that I would like to tap into. I think I'd like to find out more about how I could change my life. So you might be having those thoughts in your mind, or you might be thinking, oh, I feel a little bit nervous contacting him, but what if he judges me? There's no judgment from me to you, okay? I'm here to say to you from a person who really cares, that no matter what you've suffered from in the past, no matter what's on your mind, I've either worked with someone who's exactly had the same symptom or someone similar, because over 24 years and working with way above 20,000 people now in individuals and in groups, there's not that many differences that people will present to me, okay? And yet you are unique. So you can contact me easily by dropping me an email, remember the links below, or send me a text if you'd like to, or feel free to pick up your phone and call me. I'd be delighted to chat with you. If I'm with a student working with someone, you'll get my voicemail. It's only me that ever checks them, okay? So leave a message, do speak slowly and clearly, leave your name and number, and I will call you back, okay? When I call you back, we can have a chat. You can come along for a free screening session, again, no obligation, and I'll explain more. You can explain more about what you're looking for, and let's see if we can work together to help you really enjoy your life, to thrive, for health, happiness, and success. And oh, remember, do sign up for your free 6-day Change Your Life course. So until we get to meet, or maybe until we get to speak soon, take care, have fun, bye for now.